Okay, this is the line types assignment. A couple things you'll need for the line types assignment, as always, your course outline with the instructions here on how to do the line types. This is assignment number 6. And you're going to want to go ahead and read through all that and so forth. In addition, you're also going to need this orange book. Boom, the basic technical drawing book. This is kind of like the holy Bible of drafting. This thing is older than I am, but it seems to still be the best at what it does. And opened up to page 26. This page right here is what we're going to be using for reference today. So what I had done so far is I've thrown down my title block. You guys don't want to watch me put together a title block, just the skeleton of a title block. And I've actually darkened up the lines with my H pencil so you can see it. In reality, you guys don't want to darken up those lines until the very end, but I did it so you can see it. And I've thrown down some eraser pieces, especially because I've already darkened up my lines. I really don't want to smear those lines, so I threw some eraser pieces down. So, to get started on this, I want to do a couple things. I want to make a mark with my H pencil halfway across my page. So I should have 11 inches of drawing area, and make a mark very light at 5.5 inches. And then I'm going to draw a very light guideline. Again, I'll do a little darker than I would like you guys to. You guys should do it so light you can't even see it. Down the center. Next up, pretty simple. I'm going to make marks at 1 inch. Every inch will make a little mark. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to convert these lines here eventually into the alphabet of lines, the line types, the various line types that we're going to be practicing. And then I'll just come up here and extend horizontal lines all the way across each one of those inch intervals. Holding my pencil at a 60-degree angle, twisting as I go. Again, I'm making it a little darker than I want you to. But for the most part, you're really just using the weight of the pencil to make the arc. These are really light. Cosmo Kramer once said, "Slices so thin, you can't even see them." So boom. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at the book, and we're going to look at the alphabet lines. Now there are 12 lines here. There's pencil lines, there's ink lines. We're doing pencil, obviously. So you're going to pay attention to the pencil lines. There should be 12 different kinds: border, visible, construction, section, hidden, center, extension, dimension, which are the same, or 2 different kinds of lines in the same one. Cutting plane again. Short break line, long break line, and phantom lines. Start with the border line. And basically with the border line, all I'm doing is drawing the same kind of lines we draw for our borders. So it really is just a dark, thick line. And do it like so. Now, instead of an H pencil, I've decided to use a mechanical pencil. I like using a mechanical pencil, and I don't mind if you guys use mechanical pencils. The lead is actually an HB lead, but it's very similar to the H lead. Things that are nice about it: keeps a sharp point, it's not as messy. I like to use it. You still have to do the same things you did before. You have to twist as you draw, hold at a 60-degree line, and so forth. So the next line here is a visible line, and a visible line in reality is pretty similar to the border line. So for all purposes of this class, you're just going to do another dark bold line, like so. Okay, and the third line is a construction line. Well, I've already done a construction line, so I'm going to leave it right there like that. And you would continue on, and you'd convert all these lines to the 12 different lines. So you do the first 6 here, and you do the last 6 over here. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to want to come in, and you're going to want to do a couple things. One is you're going to want to label these lines. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make a mark at 1/4 of an inch in, and I would do that for both sides, of course. Okay, and then vertically for each one of these lines, starting below this first line, not this line, I'm going to come down 1/8 of an inch and make a mark. That's going to be my space, my gap, and then I'm going to go 3/16 of an inch. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 of the little marks and make another mark. Do that a couple times. 1/8 of an inch, 1, 2, 3, 3/16, 1/8 of an inch, 1, 2, 3, 3/16, and you would do that for all of them. I'm just going to do the first 3 to get started, show you guys what's going on, and then I'm going to make some guidelines. I don't need to go all the way across, but I want to do it for both sides so that there's a title for each one of the lines on both sides. Same length. Again, not all the way across, but a good amount because you got to do some writing in there. Super light, as always. Just like so, and then at that 1/4 inch mark that I made, right here, I'm going to do just a mark of where I'm going to start my text. I don't need to come all the way down. You can if you want, but it's not important. More important is that you just get, in reality, you want to use as little these guidelines as possible. And you put those marks in like so. And I'm going to come in here, again, always using a straight edge, whatever I'm doing my lettering. And I'm going to write in borderline, because this first one was a borderline. Now, because we did these at 3/16 of an inch, instead of a 1/4 inch like you do with your title block, you might find that it is a little easier. It's a little easier often to write smaller than it is larger. So you might appreciate the smaller size. Borderline. The next one I'm coming down, again starting right on this 1/4 inch mark that I made. And every time I do a vertical, I use my vertical. Visible line. Again, the construction line, it's just this line that you've already drawn. You're not darkening it up. So I can start here at the 1/4 inch mark. And I would continue on with section line being next, which is kind of a less dark visible line, my hidden line and so forth. Again, following the book and all the lines, all 12 of them in there. There are, sorry, put that back there. There are great instructions on how to do these, what the actual dimensions are, and so forth. Your finished product will look something. This is a past student's assignment of this or work of this assignment, and this is what the final should look something like that. And I'll put an example up on the board as I always do. But again, you're putting all of your lines and so forth, like so. All right, guys, enjoy.